YouTube was down with it. It's your boys down. I'm back with another one. In this video, we got Eddie Hearn talks about Canelo Alvarez and Ryan Garcia. He ruined his legacy. Let's get it.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So Devin Haney has been so loyal to Eddie Hearn in the zone, but when it comes to Eddie Hearn, that loyalty has never been reciprocated. Eddie Hearn, he did a couple recent interviews. One of the interviews he did with Andre Ward, he came out and every single excuse that Ryan Garcia made for why he tested positive for PEDs, Eddie Hearn surprisingly defended him, saying that he doesn't think Ryan Garcia cheated. He thinks somebody gave Ryan Garcia something that was tainted. Ryan Garcia didn't know about it. He started saying, how is it possible you test positive a day before the fight and the day of the fight? That means he couldn't have took something to cheat. Because if you're trying to cheat and get the benefits from some type of PED, you're not going to take it the day before the fight or the day of the fight. This is what Eddie Hearn is saying. And then
All right, I'm going to acknowledge that, and then I'm gonna shut up for a little while. Eddie Hearn said Ryan Garcia didn't cheat. Well, if we're going based off factual facts, PEDs means performance enhancing drugs. So if it's found in your system, it means that you cheated. Okay. Now, people are trying to bring the cheater argument and move the goalposts, saying he didn't take it on purpose. Whether you took it on purpose or by mistake or whatever you make up, whatever story you make up, that don't change the fact that you cheated. You hear me? So Ryan Garcia cheating is factual. He cheated. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The shit in your system, the PDs in your system at an abnormal rate, you cheated. And then when people make this argument that he got caught the day of, the reason he got caught the day of is because people who in the sport and who know how doping and how cycles work, a lot of people cycle on during the off season when they don't have a fight and they're training and cycling, and then come fight time, they get off the cycle so they can still keep the benefits, but they won't get caught. The only thing is, some people suspect Ryan Garcia. It was the traces were in his fat, and when he drained himself, it came out because the particles from the PED supposedly is stored in your fat, but if you lose the fat, it drips out into your urine and your blood and things like that. You know. So, and people say he took it a day before the fight. No, he didn't take it before the day before. That's the day he got caught because that's the day he had to drain himself. You understand what I'm saying? So we gotta use our logical mind instead of trying to hate Devin Haney. You hear me? A lot of people hate Devin Haney because let's be real, the worst thing Devin Haney has ever done is said I never lose to a white boy. And some people think that's racist. Cool. If it is, it's a little bit racist. It is, and he apologized for it. Yeah, but people still in their feelings about that. But it is what it is, you know. So at this point, defending a cheater at this level is ridiculous, bro. And it just goes to show how fickle people are. But let's get it.
at the same time, he says Ryan Garcia didn't take these PEDs to get more power or to be stronger. He took it to lose weight, despite the fact that he didn't even make weight, didn't even come close to making weight. Not only is he defending Ryan Garcia as if he is Ryan Garcia's promoter, but he's misleading the public with false information by suggesting that this drug is only used for weight loss. Let me just read to you guys the benefits of Ostarine. Ostarine users confirm its effectiveness in improving muscle mass and strength levels. It enhances muscle synthesis, strength, reduces fatigue, and promotes protein synthesis without causing fat gain or
But that's
water
the super
retention.
soldier
Whether it's
serum.
fat loss or muscle gain,
Super
it
soldier.
yields remarkable results. You see, what Eddie Hearn is really trying to say, and he doesn't want to come out and say it directly because he still has a working relationship with Devin Haney. So what Eddie is really trying to say is the same things that Ryan Garcia said, which is Ryan Garcia, he had no advantages. Ryan Garcia was just the better fighter, which once again just means that Ryan Garcia was the better fighter that night. This is what Eddie is saying. Because deep down, Eddie doesn't want that win to be taken away from Ryan Garcia. Now, what makes the situation so wild is how differently Eddie Hearn reacted when he found out that Canelo Alvarez had tested positive for PEDs years back. But you guys have to understand, this is when Eddie Hearn had first came to America. He didn't know that America was not like the UK. I'm going to explain that a little bit more after I play this clip. Check this out.
Who knows how long he's been cheating for? Um, Should he be banned longer? Yeah. Should he be financially penalised? Absolutely. Like any crime, if there's no punishment, it's going to just encourage people to commit them. So if you're a young fighter and you're thinking about doping in the sport, and you see Canelo Alvarez just get a 6-month fine with no financial penalty, okay, I'll give it a go. I'll run the risk. It's like anything. You talk about knife crime at the moment. You know, if you're carrying, why do you think countries like Abu Dhabi and Dubai, the crime rate's so low? Because you get caught doing something, you go down, mate, for time. And like anything, you should get caught with a knife, you should just be slung in prison. There's no excuse for it. And the same in doping. You know, there may be a life ban is what's needed. He's going to fight again. But what he will have to live with is the fact that every Instagram post, every Twitter post, every interview, every member of the public he walks past will look at him as a cheat in boxing. And that will always take away his legacy in the sport.
And that will always take away his legacy in the sport. He will always be known as a cheater. Now, I told you guys I was going to explain what I meant when I said that Eddie Hearn, he had just started working in America. He just started promoting fights in America. So he thought that America was like the UK. Because in the UK, just like every other country except for America, the boxing fans, they actually support their fighters, regardless of what their color is.
Well, the thing is, us Americans, we do support our fighter, but we gotta specify which Americans because America is so diverse. The majority of people in America, meaning the largest population, is the white population. Then they're followed by the Hispanics and Latinos, I believe, and then it's followed by the brown people, the actual brown people, the people they call the so-called Africans. The only thing is, um, cultural pride is definitely a thing, you know. So if the white people can, they'll support their best white fighter, and a lot of the times they support the best black fighter, you know, because America, just like the Olympics, the American, everybody quote unquote American at the Olympics. Listen to me where I'm going with this. The Hispanics and Latinos are going to support their fellow Hispanic and Latino fighters. That's how it's going to work. So they're going to support Canelo, you know. But the black community they're just so weird because they're the biggest fight, like they're the biggest community known for hating on their own community, which is ridiculous, you know. And it's done, but it's systematically done. But a lot of people don't read and don't educate themselves, so they just being part of the system. They just a cog in the machine. Yeah. But to undo that mental programming, you got to understand the system. Like how I broke it down, you got to do your research and get some understanding. Because I'm speaking facts, and the facts of the matter is, Eddie Hearn was speaking on Canelo how he was supposed to. He's a cheat. He's supposed to get banned, not knowing that his fan base gonna rock with him regardless, because a lot of them are racist. So that's just what happened when you don't have a lot of talent to represent you. You know, when a lot of your best fighters are drug cheats, that's what happens. You just stick with them. Yeah, let's get it.
From Ricky Hatton to Anthony Joshua. As you guys know by now, Anthony Joshua, he's about to fight Dubois at Wembley Stadium, and they're expecting to break records in attendance. You're looking at least maybe 70 to 90,000 fans. Eddie Hearn, he also said a long time ago, he said, you know, if Terence Crawford was a British fighter, he would be a huge star. But then years and years later, once Terence Crawford became a free agent, Eddie Hearn didn't even want to sign him. That's because there's two versions of Eddie Hearn. The Eddie Hearn, once again, who had just came to America and did not know how American did boxing politics when it comes to race fans and old media. And then there's the version of Eddie Hearn today that graduated from Old Media Academy. Something else Eddie Hearn said about Canelo that he would never say today. Not this version. When Eddie was promoting Danny Jacobs, when Danny was about to fight Canelo Alvarez at the
Yeah, man, I had enough of the Eddie Hearn shenanigans, bro. Long story short, Eddie Hearn attacked Canelo in the past for cheating, which was as a Mexican superstar. But recently, he defended Ryan Garcia for cheating, who is another Mexican superstar. So Dante is pretty much acknowledging the fakeness in Eddie and how he's adopted to the American culture of defending cheaters and hating black fighters if they're right or wrong. So shit, they've been calling Eddie a snake, bro. Starting to see it just a little bit. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, we on the road to 2K subs. Till next time, man.